May I come, please? Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Sudhakar, you've done an MSc in chemistry,
Yes, sir.
again an MA in political science.
Yes, sir.
You're basically from social welfare schools.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your hobbies are watching movies which highlight social issues.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, my name is Ramtenki Sudhakar. I belong to Kumrambi Vasfabad district, Telangana. My parents are engaged in agriculture, sir. And I did my graduation in chemistry from IIT Kharagpur. And also I pursued my MA in political science from IGNOU. And my hobbies include practicing Vipassana meditation. I take interest in the ideas of Yuval Noah Harari and also watch movies.
You were born on 18th of May.
Yes, sir.
Can you name some incidents that have taken place on that day? Need not be that year, but 18th of May, historically. Anything that has happened that you remember?
Sorry, sir, I don't remember any.
Okay. Now, tell us, you have shifted from chemistry to political science. Why was this shift?
Sir, I liked chemistry and I did okay in graduation. Sir, but in my pursuit to UPSC, I wanted to explore another subject, and my interest also lied in political science and international relations, to know more about the international relations and the political aspects of society. So I chose political science, sir.
Okay, when you shifted from pure sciences to social sciences, okay, what is the difference between the two?
Sir, pure sciences like chemistry, physics, they put more emphasis on systematic understanding and theoretical understanding, and so they have experimental evidences to back the scientific findings, sir. Whereas in the political science or the social sciences, it studies systematically the societal happenings, and they also employ methodologies, sir, backing by the empirical data also.
Can you define a science? What is a science?
Science is the exploring the unknowns and finding the solutions to the fundamental problems that are arising, and science also studies the problems in a more detailed manner, backing by the experimental evidences to solve the problems. For example, sir, drug discovery in for various diseases, they'll take science will delve into the disease aspects. They study what causing the disease, and they take the data and they conduct experiments, sir. And by that they prove that this particular drug they develop and solve that problem, sir.
Now, I've often heard of this statement when somebody is not able to do something, we make the statement and we say it's not a rocket science. What do we mean by that?
Sir, rocket science means something very complex, difficult to understand, and not easy to achieve, sir. For example, the cryogenic engine that India has took up, if in initial years it tried to get the technology from the foreign, sir, but India took maybe 1 decade to develop such technology, sir. So compared to layman thing, and the science is that it is difficult, complex, and time taking, sir.
Now, since you studied both, and you're one of the few people who would have shifted from sciences to social sciences and also gone in for a JRF, don't you think we should be rephrasing this statement? It is not a rocket science, and we should say it's not a social science? Don't you think social sciences are more difficult than sciences?
Sir, I think both are equally difficult, sir. Even if you want to find out the truth about the social sciences, it also requires a lot of time and patience and examining complex data sets, sir. similar with the rocket science also. So both are equally difficult, sir, I believe.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Sudhakar, both your parents are in the profession of agriculture,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, can you name some major crops that you grow in your agricultural land?
Ma'am, my parents own 4 acre of land, ma'am. On 1 acre land, they'll grow paddy, ma'am. On 3 acre land, they grow cotton, ma'am.
Okay. So, in the district, predominantly, what are the crops?
Ma'am, in the Komrambhim district, the predominant soil is of black soil, ma'am. It is suitable to cultivate cotton, ma'am. In my district, the predominant crop is cotton, followed by paddy, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is the MSP that is there for the paddy? And how do you see that it is progressing in the last 5 years? Is it progressing or is it declining? What is your observation on that?
Ma'am, I think MSP for paddy is around 2,500, ma'am. And over the years, it has improved, ma'am, the MSP for paddy. But, ma'am, in my region, the middleman issue is there, ma'am. Because of that, the promised MSP is not reaching to the farmer, ma'am.
So basically, you say that there is nothing wrong with the MSP calculation, but it's the problem with the midman only.
Ma'am, the calculation is also needs to be changed, ma'am, as per the Swaminathan formula. But whatever the government has promised in MSP, that is not reaching to the farmer, ma'am. That is the issue. Because
Okay, I
of the,
say that that issue of middleman is not at all there. Okay, assuming that it's not there, there's a problem with the MSP calculation. You said you can solve the problems being a student of science. Now you tell me, how would you get rid of all those issues, not the middleman, about the calculation only, and ensure that the farmers are happy with whatever is the MSP in the country?
in the calculation of MSP, we will follow the formula of Swaminathan, ma'am. That is the agricultural cost, including the labor cost, plus 50% extra, ma'am. So that would give the remunerative price for the farmers, ma'am.
Right. So, what are the steps you would take? Understood that that is the formula, but you know what are the issues in the country around MSP, right?
Yes.
So, what would you do to get rid of that one?
Ma'am, we can push for adopting Swaminathan's formula, ma'am. Like now we are not following the formula, Swaminathan formula. Maybe if we include that in the MSP calculation, that would solve the issue, ma'am, and that will make remunerative prices to the farmers.
Okay. So, you were into this gender equality NGO and all. Now, tell me one thing. I feel that women are the main reason for not achieving gender equality in our country. Do you agree with this?
Ma'am, I don't agree with that view, ma'am. I believe it is a stereotype that society has made, that woman is villain to another woman, and that also delves deep into the sociology of our society, ma'am. That they say that patriarchal bargaining, because the victim is being and they are uh, trying to victimize the other woman. Ma'am, women are they are pro change, ma'am. They are trying to adapt to the changing circumstances. Now we are seeing that women are coming into all the fields. So I believe women are not against gender equality, ma'am.
So, how is it performing in your district? Do you find the gender equality being maintained in your district?
Ma'am, in my district, lot of women are still engaged in the agriculture, ma'am. They play crucial role in agriculture activities, and though the expected equality is not there, ma'am, but we are certainly moving in that direction to achieve gender equality. Also, with skills and education, the economic opportunities, women are also taking up those roles, ma'am, and they are also coming forward, and they're defining the traditional patriarchal norms, and they are entering into the working fields. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Sudhakar,
as a political science student, of late we have seen Indian government engaging with stepping up their engagement with Taliban. So, do you think that's a right move on the part of government?
Sir, India as such do not support Taliban uh, government, but since the geopolitical realities we need to take into consideration, as Taliban government came into Afghanistan, so we are engaging with the Taliban to continue our developmental works and provide the humanitarian aid that is required for the Afghanistan. And Afghanistan also strategically important for India's security.
So, how can you trust a non-state actor like Taliban for Afghanistan stability? Do you think they'll ensure stability?
Sir, there are issues with the Taliban government, sir, as they are against the women rights and their atrocities and the suppression of freedom of speech. But that is the hard reality, sir. So we can't change the Taliban government, but we can certainly engage with the Taliban government so that our developmental initiatives and other India's pursuits in Afghanistan, they shouldn't be stopped and they should be.
India has been a strong advocate of democracy throughout the globe. You made concerted efforts towards democracy in Afghanistan. So now we are supporting Taliban government, rather you are engaging with Taliban. So are we not shifting our ideologies to our convenience?
Sir, I believe India do not interfere in the internal affairs of other countries, sir, in our Gujarat Doctrine thing. So India strives for democracy, but it doesn't involve in the internal affairs of the country, sir. So I don't think it's a shift, sir. We are always supporting democracy. India always pushes for democracy and peace in the world, sir.
So as you are saying that India doesn't meddle or interfere in the affairs of other countries. Countries like Canada have been continuously alleging that India has been meddling in their affairs, right from their elections to other activities in the government. So, what is your opinion on that?
Sir, it is an allegation, sir. The External Affairs Ministry has given an answer to that Canadian government, saying that India has nothing to do with killing of one separatist leader in Canada, and it denied all the allegations, sir.
So, in case if you are appointed as ambassador between India and Canada, what steps you would take to enhance the relations between the two countries?
Sir, as we know that since this issue has happened, the Canada and India relations are under great strain, sir. So, because of that, our Indian community in Canada, they are having difficulties in getting visas and the internal also. So, what should we do? So, we can work on engaging dialogue and negotiations, sir, to normalize the ties, and we can also improve the trade aspects, sir, which have been halted.
Recently, you must have heard the news that Donald Trump has once said that he would create an external revenue service, the present president. So, what does he mean by creating an external revenue service? What's the context?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about this aspect.
You have heard anything related to increasing the tariffs by US government?
Yes, sir.
So, what was the context for that?
The context is that the countries which are exporting goods to the USA, so they are taking advantage of their tariff policies, sir. So President Trump has, before coming to power, has said that he will impose heavy tariffs on these goods that are coming into USSR. And when he became president, he immediately announced tariff of 25% on Canada and Mexico, sir. Though he didn't stand by his promise on China, which he said that 60% he will impose, but he has imposed only 10% on Chinese goods, sir.
Okay. One last question from my side, Sudhakar. Since you also read books of Yuval Noah Harari,
Yes, sir.
I read that he has some extreme views on many aspects. He says religion is the only reason why there is social stability in the society. Without religion, there cannot be social order. Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Though religion has done bad to the society, but on the larger perspective, it has over the years maintained social stability and order, sir, as it has led to millions of people to cooperate and believe in one story.
Can there be social order without religion in the society?
Yes, sir. There can be religion. There can be social order, sir. We can engage like other things, sir. Ideology-based social order can be also established, sir.
Have you heard of this phrase, religion is the opium of the masses? Religion is the opium of the masses.
Yes, sir. It was said by Karl Marx, sir, in the context that how religion is making people to not realize their true consciousness and always fall into the false consciousness.
So, in this context, can you relate to the stampede of Mahakumbh? Do you think it's religion that is causing all these problems? I mean, we've had so many stampedes, most of them religious stampedes.
These are unfortunate events, sir, that are happened, but the attitude, there are both sides to it, sir. From the state perspective, state was not made adequate arrangements to ensure security of the devotees, and from the devotee side, sir, there is the attitude of run fast and get first attitude, sir. So that is creating all of a sudden disturbance in the devotees, sir. So because of this, and not because only because of the blind faith in religion, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Sudhakar, you have completed your integrated MSc chemistry from IIT Kharagpur, right? In fact, IITs have introduced this integrated postgraduate program to make the good scientists for this country, right? I think you have studied for 5 years this course, right? And why, instead of becoming a good scientist, why you would like to become an administrator? Because the country needs a good scientist, especially in the field of chemistry. Why you would like to shift to the administration and having pursued for 5 years in chemistry?
My choice of chemistry was based on the that rank that I had, sir, and at that time I did not had the resources and awareness to choose my choice, sir. So that way I got allocated to chemistry, sir, and I pursued and I liked chemistry, sir. I did good in the academics in IIT Kharagpur, but sir, I did not develop so much passion in chemistry, sir, to pursue my further career in the chemistry. So, and secondly, sir, I wanted to serve the society. So I thought of pursuing civil services as it will provide me greater scope of opportunities, and it also gives me respect in the society, sir.
Yeah, it's between research related to organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry, right? Which is more useful for industrial development in this country? What is your specialization at MSc chemistry level? Organic or inorganic or physical chemistry?
Sir, in IIT Kharagpur, there was no specialization, sir. It was only all chemistry. Sir, I believe in both the streams, both in inorganic and organic, research needs to be conducted.
Then what are the advantages with inorganic chemistry?
Sir, we are seeing that now the silicon is emerged as a basic element in all the devices or in all aspects of our life. So the silicon chemistry or the inorganic chemistry, sir. So that research in the inorganic chemistry will help us in advancing India's interest in the pursuit of greater goals, sir. And I believe there is a multi-disciplinary aspect, sir. Both combination of inorganic and organic. We are seeing that organometallics and the new materials are being developed involving both organic and inorganic elements, sir. So that research will, in the long term, help India to achieve its renewable goals, sustainability, and self-sufficiency in critical minerals.
Okay, fine. So, from the point of view of political science, what is the core philosophy of foreign policy of India? Can you highlight just 3-4 aspects with regard to our foreign policy?
Sir, Indian foreign policy core belief is that non-aggression and strive for peace and mutual work for mutual benefits, and always emphasize upon peace and democratic principles. And it also believes that multilateral world order where where many countries are play the key role.
You are from Kumram Bhim Asifabad district, which was part of Adilabad district, right? It was erstwhile Adilabad district, right? Now, in the context of the number of tribal communities in Adilabad district, right? Now, what is the present significance of Adilabad related to the tribal communities?
Sir, there are many tribal communities in Adilabad, sir.
So what are the most prominent tribal communities in Hyderabad?
Sir, Banjara community, Gond community, and Koya community, Kolam community is also there, sir. So, Pradhan community is also there, sir.
Yeah, now one festival is going on, right?
Yes, sir.
A tribal festival.
Yes.
What is that?
Sir, a few days back, Nagoba Jatra has started, sir, in Keslapur village, Indravelli Mandal, sir. It is being done by the Meshram clan of Gond
Okay,
community.
but what is the political significance of this Nagoba Jatra? Now this Nagoba Jatra has attracted the national attention. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it has its certain social and political significance. What is that?
Sir, as we know that Nagoba Jatra is the second largest tribal fair, and its political significance is that, sir, there is a long-term demand for greater representation of these aboriginal tribals in the ST reservation. There is an organization called Tudum Debba, sir, which is working for the greater claims in the ST reservation. And social is, sir, this Jatra also helps in people meeting the new brides, and marriage matching also happens there. And on the fifth day, there is Gond Darbar happens, sir, wherein the district
That
administrator.
is the most important aspect with regard to Nagoba Jatra, the Darbar. Okay, good. So, what is the significance of Article 355 in the present context, especially keeping certain developments in different parts of the country? What is the significance of Article 355?
Sir, Article 355 is employed by the central government when there is a disturbance in the state administration, sir. It was imposed in the context of the recent Manipur crisis, sir, wherein the state government had to intervene to stabilize the Manipur crisis, sir.
One last question.
Sir.
What exactly meant by this electoral trust and electoral bonds, and who can contribute to this electoral trust and who cannot contribute to this trust? Recently at the time of elections, this was in debate.
Sir, electoral bonds are anonymous bearer bonds, sir, wherein all the individuals or companies can contribute towards political funding, sir. Similarly, electoral trusts also, they are the trusts, sir, wherein people can contribute to the trust. To that fund can be given to the political parties, sir. However, in recently, Supreme Court has struck down the electoral bonds, sir. In this context, this electoral trust came into highlight, sir, wherein many committees also suggested to have an electoral trust system to further the political funding, sir. And I'm particularly not aware about who all can contribute to the electoral trust, sir.
Do you support these electoral bonds? Is it a good tradition in our country?
Sir, as Honorable Supreme Court also struck down, saying that it is unconstitutional, I believe it should be struck down, sir, and I do not support electoral bonds, sir, as we have other alternatives like electoral trust system or the state funding of elections. We can also go, as many committees also suggested, to have a level playing field in the political elections.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sudhakar,
Sir.
you play football, right?
Yes, sir.
Why in India football is not as popular as cricket?
Sir, we had Eureka moments for both the sports, sir. For cricket, in 1983, we won World Cup, sir. Also, we had golden period in 1950s to 60s for the football, sir. But in cricket, we could capitalize, and that acted as a catalyst to inspire next generation of cricketers, and that sport has grown into big sport in India, sir. Whereas we could not capitalize on the uh, football golden time, and we could not inspire the next generation footballers, sir. Second is that we do not tap a talent at the right time in the football, sir. Because if you see the European football, they'll tap that talent at the early stage and they groom them, sir. So that is missing, sir. And third is the infrastructure, sir. Football is having less infrastructure compared to the cricket, and the mechanism is also lagging, sir. If one wants to become a cricketer, he clearly knows that he has to play district level, state level, Ranji Trophy, and then he goes to IPL and national level. That system is missing for many years in football, sir. But in 2014, Indian Football Association has introduced ISL, Indian Super League, and that European model has been adopted, sir. For which we are seeing now there is a rise in viewership in football also, sir.
Okay. So you are a big fan of Harari.
Yes.
So share two ideas of Harari that are very relevant to Indian society.
Sir, one idea is about the work, sir, wherein he says that job for life or a profession for life is that idea has become obsolete, as there are rapid changes coming in artificial intelligence every year. So we need to protect workers, we need to upskill them, and we need to upgrade their skills to achieve to get the new jobs that are being generated by the artificial intelligence. That idea is, sir. And recent economic survey also pointed out we need to educate our low skill population to meet the rising demands of artificial intelligence. The second idea is that, sir, we should be careful, sir, as cyber crimes are increasing in India. We are in our state also. So we need to equip the citizens with technological know-hows, how to use, and how we shouldn't fall into the traps of the algorithms, and we should take control over the social media rather than controlled by the social media. That we can
Okay. You studied political science, right? What is hyphenation and dehyphenation?
sir, this policy has been adopted in the context of Israel, Palestine, and India relations, sir. Before the present government, we used to had hyphenation policy, sir, wherein we treated Israel and Palestine as a single issue. But with Modi ji coming into power in 2014, that policy has been changed to dehyphenation, sir, wherein we treat Palestine separately and we treat Israel separately. And we see from that onwards, we have greater engagement with the Israeli. We are importing their technological know-hows, and we are also supporting the Palestinian people. Humanitarian aid is being provided to the Palestinian people also, sir.
So you watch movies, right? And there are two movies that highlight social issues. Why movies depict women in a poor light?
Sir, it is unfortunate, but that serves the that market demands, sir. As commercialization of movies is happening, for the commercial aspect, they keep these item songs or objectification of women, sir. But I believe that needs to be changed, sir.
Okay. So last question from my side. What are the parameters to measure excellence?
Sir, excellence can be measured by the ability to solve the problems and the ability to update oneself, and always have the passion for learning, the lifelong learning, to achieve the excellence.
Is our education system having these traits in measuring excellence?
Sir, sadly, the present system is lacking these, sir. But with the new education policy emphasizing on lifelong learning and research orientation, and also learning about the skills that are required to meet the industry demand, these things are now included in the new education policy, sir. So now we are adopting to cope up with the changing times that this new framework has come in, sir, under which our education system is transforming, sir.
Or do you think movies influence society, or society is reflected in the movies?
Sir, it is both ways, sir. Movies influence people, like if you see the consumption of alcohol, consumption of gutka, that romanticized violence being romanticized in the movies, that is often being imitated by the fans and the common people, sir. Also, it reflects the society also, sir. For example, there are movies on the social issues like honor killing, which is happening in society, and the corruption and other social issues are child marriage, child abuse. So these issues also inspire movie makers to reflect on societal aspects, sir.
But do you think in all these movies that reflect societal aspects, people watch the movie, you feel for it for some time, and after that the whole problem continues again? Or is the movie having some effect that some of these social evils are coming down?
Sir, only a few percentage of people watch movies just for the sake of entertainment, sir. Whereas a large section of the population, they try to emulate their favorite hero or the what hero does in the movie, like bullying and like consumption of alcohol, drinking, and then gutka consumption. So they try to emulate a large population. They took cinema as serious, and they internalize that aspect, and that reflects in their daily life also, sir.
Which is the movie that you liked the maximum in your realm? That is a movie which deals with social issues.
Sir, I like the Marathi movie directed by Nagaraj Manjule. It is named Sairat, sir. It highlighted the issue of honor killing, sir. Yes, sir.
So before we close the interview, would you like to ask us a question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Interview is done.
Thank
Your
you.
feedbacks.
Thank you, sir.
Sudhakar, from my side, I believe that you've done fairly well, and your clarity of thought and expression is good. And the answers were also well thought out. You're taking time to think and give. Maybe from my end, what I can say is you can be a little louder or a little more active. That's what I believe. Maybe sirs will give you further.
Can you relax a bit now? Yeah. Your body has become so stiff from the beginning of the interview, only your head was moving. Just relax. You can relax and answer. You need not be so stiff in terms of that. Yeah. You're okay now. This is the language which which even the board would expect. That is, be relaxed and answer it. After a question is asked, no, you're having a stone faced sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I mean, whether you understood the question or did not understand the question, we couldn't make out from that face. Either the pause can be kept little less, and you can immediately pick up with sir, or you want the question to be repeated, you can ask the question once again.
Okay.
And your eye contact was appearing a bit artificial. Like, say for example, sir is asking you a question, you look at sir, and just because you have to have an eye contact, you turn your head towards the other member and then immediately, it's not like that. When you converse, for example, you're teaching someone, how do you look at everyone? That is how your eye contact should be there. Okay. And the one observation that I made as part of my questions or the other questions was, when a question is asked for you to give some solutions, your answer is starting with the issues again.
Okay.
Because when I asked MSP calculation, you jotted down the issues for me. I wanted a solution for the issues. Same as the question when sir was also asking for one of it. When sir had to intervene and ask you that, so what are your solutions for that? Okay, that part, don't jot it down. We are aware of it. You give the solution for that.
Okay.
And there was one line, religion done bad to the society. Try to refine that statement a bit. That could be a little scary for the members to handle. And the another one is, you said to get respect, being a civil servant, you want respect. But when you were answering, you were actually comparing two professions, one being a scientist and one being a civil servant.
Yes.
So when you're comparing it, when you say you get respect as a civil servant, Do you mean that the scientists don't get respect in the society or in the country? So that's one
Okay,
point.
ma'am.
And women in poor light. You mentioned it about one of the question related to cinemas. You said that's the sad state of affairs of the cinema, that women are in poor light. Not really. I think you can give the positive side of the cinemas where women are being actually given nice roles, and nowadays you could see such
Yes,
movies.
ma'am.
There could be one or two. Maybe you can give the positive side and bring the negative part to
Okay.
dilute it a bit.
Sure.
Yeah, otherwise your confidence levels are good, your communication skills, and you had really balanced answers for certain questions related to international affairs and all that. So you're good, but avoid being stiff.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
I'll
smile
work
a
on
bit
it,
and
ma'am.
it's really good.
Okay.
Okay, all
I'll
the
work on it.
best.
Thank you.
From my side, I think your answer a bit lengthy. So just be very precise, concise, and as ma'am said, just you try to be relaxed. Okay, it appears like you want to run away once the door is open. Okay, so stay positive, stay confident. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, uh, Mr. Sudhakar, now you are related to two core subjects. One is chemistry, another one political science. Definitely, I think more number of questions will be asked related to chemistry as well as political science. So be prepared for that. That's very important. Secondly, you need to have more dynamism in your presentation. You are maintaining very too low profile, right? So some kind of dynamism is required while presenting. It is not to test your knowledge, right? Here the board try to examine your confidence level, right? So you are not able to project your confidence level properly. So that is why you have to rise right up to the expectations of the board. That's very important. You are good at knowledge, but how to project that knowledge is more important. Right? As madam said, why you want to keep very serious face? You are nothing to lose, right? Be little smile. No, yeah, there is no need to smile too much, but little smiling face with some kind of dynamism and presenting with so much of confidence. And it is like a conversation, right? It is not just answering the questions. Okay, so little bit modification is required the way you present. Then definitely you can score very good marks. Okay, yeah, just try to improve your confidence level and presentation style. Okay,
Sure.
right.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
The first few answers need to be more impressive. I think you've not done your personal inventory. Your background. I ask you specifically on that 18th May. You didn't research important events. You watch movies also. So this movie Pundalik, which was considered to be the first movie in India, not Raja Harishchandra. Pundalik it is not a totally indigenous production. That got released on that day. Russell was born on that day. So do a bit of research, because sometimes they try to make you comfortable by asking you these questions. The whole idea is to make you comfortable. It's not testing your knowledge. But if you're able to answer, it will be good. Otherwise, what will happen is the first question you say, I don't know, you'll feel bad. They won't have a problem. Second thing is, again, my issue is, why are you so tense? Is this the first mock interview or you've done before? So why are you were tense right when we were walking in? I noticed that you were tense. You have every right to go to the board. You worked for it. Number of attempts. You worked very hard and you've been selected there. You are in the 2000 lot. So you have every right to get into the board. So please go with that kind of confidence. And second thing is, definitely there'll be a question on pure sciences, social sciences. Now, why did you shift? What is the difference? And then since you have international relations, you'll find a lot of questions on international relations. So I would like you to be more confident. Dress is fine, no problem. Maybe You can change the shirt in case you want, I mean, maybe something that will glow, but otherwise it's fine. But I would like you to be more confident when you're answering. Your actually expectation from you will be higher because we see IIT. We won't see whether it's an MSc or a BTech. So the expectation being higher, you will have to perform to that level. But you'll do well. Please take some more marks and then you'll definitely do. When is the interview? 19th February. Oh, you have about another 2 to 3 weeks to go. Okay, fine. I think just do your personal inventory check. Your name, your background, your district, what happened on that day. That would be more important. Okay, right.
Ma'am, can I ask?
Yes,
Ma'am, what could be the solutions for MSP?
find it out. That's
Okay,
your
ma'am, I'll
homework
look
to be
into
done by you.
Okay, ma'am, I'll look into it.
Yeah, but what you're now is what is required.
Okay.
How you're conducting yourself right now is what is pleasant.
Okay.
Now, this question on would you like to ask as a question has been asked. So, you'll have to make an answer for that. You can't say no. So, think about it, write down 3 or 4, then maybe we can sit down and discuss on which one is better. But I would like it to come from you. I don't want to give it to you. Try for some time. If you're not able to get it, then we'll think about it. But it has to be natural. But they definitely have asked this question to quite a few people in the last few years. Like you to focus more on that. Any other question that you would like to ask? Nothing? Right. All the best.